go through your initial impressions. So you're putting the game on. Let's not talk about mechanics. Let's just talk about the impressions that you had going into the game.
Starting off, it took me like 2 minutes to figure out how to get into the game. This whole hold down X or whichever button it's a waste of my time. I cannot handle it. I get it in game when you're gathering resources to make sure that you gather your oxygen and your carbon. You actually gather the full plant, makes you wait a little bit longer, meaningful. But when I'm trying to access my menu, when I start the game, when I want to select what difficulty I want to play it on, I don't want to have to hold down a key for it to load through. Extremely annoying.
Yes.
Initial impression after that, first time I tried it, I landed on a completely irradiated planet. Had no clue what was going on after it's initialized and told me all my little McGafters that I have, and I think I lasted 2 minutes.
Yes.
Second time, I was on an ice planet. There I lasted 3 minutes. Yes. So on and so on. I think I gave it about 10 times eventually to figure out what the hell this game actually wants me to do. So yeah, initially I was not impressed. I was very close to putting the controller down, uninstalling the game, and going to bed. But afterwards, it got better. As soon as I actually figured out what my little HUD means, where my notifications pop up, what my tasks are, what I need to try and do, and what I need to survive. So I feel beginning of the game, they should have given you a bit more of an experience.
Right.
So yes, completely online multiplayer. I get that you can't exactly go into your own little bubble and practice your things, but build in a feature, build in a tutorial.
Yes.
The only loading screens that they have would be when you system jump or when you initially start into the game. Have little helpful hints pop up there. Have a little bit more interaction on there. Instead of just as you're skipping through space, you see planet names appear on your side.
Right.
Yes, people don't read them, but have them there for the guys who do want to. Have a bit of game lure in there. When you scan a rock or an animal or something, give a bit more detail on the creature. Don't just tell me what I can harvest from it.
Yes.
Yes, fair enough, I need that to survive, but tell me, this is from so-and-so, first discovered in the year 1920, for all I care. Give me a bit more information on it. I like finding out game lures. I like finding out the history of games. Pretty sure I'm not the only one out there who does that.
No, I hear exactly what you're saying. However, I would like to counter in that there is no lore for you. Apart from discovering some ancient artifacts, that was my initial impression. Waking up in this game was, I have no idea who I am, where I'm from, where I am, what I have to do next. I have to now survive and make something. So, I died 3 times originally.
Shit, no. I don't care.
Before I realized these yellow, looking to the bottom right of the screen where there was a hint, I didn't see it because I was too focused, on what was going on in front of me and not to the side.
And that's my problem.
And that is a problem.
It's not exactly a realistic size. If you want to do it in the bottom corner of your screen, no problem, but make it stand out.
Yes,
the
bring my
notifications blend in to your screen, to your environment, regardless of what planet you're on, which system you're in. There's no pop-up to actually catch your eye. Oh, I need to focus. I need to pay attention to this.
Correct, because that thing pops up. Now I'm playing with my little trigger and I see this laser shoot out and this rock appears. And now the original message of please go and get sodium, that's how you're going to stay alive, is it's covered by another message that pops up for you to tell something else. So I missed that original message. It's too short. So I fully agree that entire entry experience could need a tutorial. Absolutely. It would make a much better first impression. But apart from that, not having any lore, and then this world is just so big, and as I'm building, I end up in space, and there's this huge, I felt alone, and I really, really enjoyed that part, not being too much spoon-fed through it. However, it could have been done better. Why did I have to play 3 times? If, for example, I chose, I'm currently playing on normal, but if I chose Survivor, what kind of chance of surviving do I have if that wasn't made a little bit easier, or just more for me to understand? The exosuit could say something, The exosuit is now measuring that it's losing, it's getting damage from the environment. So the exosuit could have some kind of AI saying, you need to get these little yellow plants to keep you alive.
Again, I think that might be pushing it a bit. I mean, your exosuit shouldn't really tell you that, oh, listen, you need to recharge me with sodium. Because you lose that part of the game. You lose the figuring out, okay, yes,
Right.
I need the sodium. But your
Right.
exosuit should have some kind of warning system.
Yes.
That actually kicks in, not a couple of beeps. They have a bit of an integration where it talks to you and says to you, listen, critical, I take that back. It does talk to you. Critical damage.
Yes.
And that's pretty much it. Tell me, look, yes, it pops up on the screen saying you've got 50% left in your exosuit or 25%, but have something that screams at you. I mean, you
Yes.
compare these things to movies, for example. I mean, those shoots don't shut up.
No, red alert.
Yeah, exactly. And this
Yes.
is what you're going through. You're being irradiated. You're freezing to death. And it's a little blip, 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 and that's it. And I mean, make it annoying in the sense of when your suit is completely decharged,
Yes.
that you need to go and find the carbon. Don't just try to run around until your health depletes.
Correct.
Make it annoying so that you force that as your primary objective. Don't go overboard with it. But
No, but really create that sense of urgency
exactly.
for you.
And I mean, so again, with the whole lure part of it, where I disagree with you, you're in an advanced exosuit. This thing can breathe for you. It can it's got jetpacks. It's got whatever you need it to have. Surely it has some kind of system that connects to an advanced archive that can give you a bit of the lure.
Okay, that's a good
There's
argument.
been other players on these planets, and
Yes.
fair enough. Yes, it's just the game design, but I mean, if they want to really go in depth with it, there's uninhabitable buildings on the first planet you're on.
Yes.
There's crashed freighters. There's old tech. There's been people there before.
One of the things I walk into this building and I see this round structure and it says encyclopedia. So I think, great,
There you go.
I open it up and it says, you learned the word
Geck.
or walk, So is that all I'm getting from an encyclopedia? So I want to agree with you. That here I am into a building that's civilization, and all I'm getting from an encyclopedia is a word.
Exactly. And again, that word comes up to say either an alien looks defeated and he's been beaten up, or there's two aliens busy fighting and the victor comes to you and offers out his hand.
Correct.
Who are these aliens? What species are they? Something in that game has to know. Yes, you as a character, the way that they've done it, where you've lost your memory, you've got no recollection of who you are, fantastic. Build yourself up again. But come on, man.
Yes.
I mean, this is advanced technology here.
Yes.
Space stations and multiplanetary systems and space travel, and give us more. Give us
agree.
some kind of, don't overload us, but give us more.
Now, the moment you are on this planet, you have a second to breathe.
What do you mean you found your sodium and your diflora and your oxygen and you actually survived and not shot a sentinel? Yes, I'm with you.
All right, the moment you've got things just a little bit under control, let's talk about visually first impressions about where we are, what we can observe, the planets, how they space things apart, especially for a procedurally generated universe. What were your thoughts?
Man,
on that?
I won't lie, it was beautiful. Honestly, they have spent so much time and detail, so much time and effort on the detail of the small things. It's beautiful. Like, you can look up and you can see planets with rings around them. The guys that bomb past you in their spaceships and the afterburn that they leave behind. The way the creatures on each planet is unique. Every planet has unique plantation and life form.
The
There's
rocks, how they differ.
Exactly, right down to small things. The graphics aren't beautiful,
Yes.
but the scenery is beautiful. Graphics are still, to me, they're very pixelated.
Yes.
I mean, the plant's trying to move in the wind. Fall over rather, But, yeah, from what I've been able to see so far and what I've experienced, that they've really gone out of their way to make as unique a planet each time you land on somewhere new
Yes.
than that they could have.
And that is where the procedural generation really kicks in for me so beautifully, because there is the amount of different variations inside this mathematical formula is so insanely big. I get a great kick out of that. Getting somewhere else and it looks different. This place has water and that place has water, but this place has got more continent structure, where this one is more little islands, across it. That's insane.
Where did you find water?
Okay, I have jumped maybe through a few systems to finally find it. Yes.
So I must say, I was fortunate enough on my second planetary visit to land on a planet that has 0 atmospheric flaws.
Yes, I haven't found that.
I'm able to run around. I can do anything, not having to worry about myself in any way. I don't need to gather any sodium. I don't need to gather oxygen unless I deplete it myself. But it's all freely available to me. But there's nothing in the back of my mind I have to keep focusing on get sodium. I need to heal. Get sodium. Get sodium. Get sodium.
Yes.
And I was able to explore that planet and go through.
Okay, that's nice.
And with the terrain manipulator, I was able to dig through the holes and see how far I could actually get down there. And
cool.
Credit
Yes.
to the developers. They really gave a lot of attention to those details. In terms of improvements that I'd suggest they can make, focus on the pixelation.
Yes, they've done an amazing job.
Yeah, I don't know about you. I haven't come across any specific glitches that I can complain about.
No.
The motion that I think we're getting too far into mechanics now.
Okay, well, then let's go into mechanics. So let's address that. I think we've done initial impressions, so let's talk about the game's mechanics and pick up where you just left off. Alright, introduction. XBPSA No Man's Sky review introduction.
Check.
So, welcome. This is the Xbox Players SA review of No Man's Sky. I'd firstly like to thank Apex Interactive